Hey, it's Jasmine, and you're watching my channel, The Curious White Coat. So, if you're new here, I am a medical student and I am going to be graduating this April, literally in 40 days, with my MD as a medical doctor. So, last week, some very exciting news came to me. I matched in neurology, and this video is going to be about that process and how my match went, and I'll reveal to you where I'm going next for residency. Matching is a process that pairs medical students with residency programs. For the vast majority of medical students, this is going to be how we find out where we're going to be working and training in our first job as doctors. So it's pretty exciting. For me, things were a little different than in years past, well, before 2020, because everything was going to be virtual. And I was disappointed that I wasn't going to be able to meet people in person, but I was still very enthusiastic about being able to start the process. Technically, everything starts in September of 2021 for me, but I was planning for this well in advance of that. I already started working on my personal statement. I had this working list of neurology residency programs for probably since first year or second year of medical school, and I did a lot of Googling from the AMA, the AN, the AN, the AAMC, and just trying to learn as much as I could about the process before I started it, because I wanted to come into it prepared. In September, I did something that I would not advise anyone to do ever. I took my Step 2 exam on the day that ERAS opened for residency programs to look at. It was not my number one choice of date. It's what I had to do because a lot of my third year had been shifted because of the pandemic, so I had to make up time. But talk about stress. If you think taking your boards is hard on a regular basis, imagine taking your boards without having completed all of your rotations. So I hadn't completed OB-GYN and I hadn't completed pediatrics. So I had to teach myself all of those things for the test. Plus, add on the fact that I was taking the test on the day that programs would see everything. So I had to get everything done for sure, before that time. So during dedicated. So definitely do not recommend. Don't do that. You probably won't have to do that unless something happens, that you have some sort of other circumstance. But if you could pick a day, try not to pick the day that ERAS is due. I started receiving interview invitations the next day. Literally every chime, every notification tone or bell or ring that would come from my laptop or my phone, that would just make me so paranoid because you don't know who is calling you, if it's a residency program trying to offer you an interview. So there was a lot of answering of random phone numbers and a lot of spam calls during that time. Funny enough, when one of the programs called me, which is actually the program I'm going to now, I'm not sure what I should call it. I want to call it my residency program. I haven't technically started yet. But my residency program, when they offered an interview invitation, I was on one side of my house and my laptop was on the other side. So I had my phone. I saw the notification and I was like, oh, and I ran to the other side of the house, started logging in and typing so I could schedule an interview. And throughout this process too, I've been trying to get as much exposure to everyone as possible because it's been virtual. So I'd go to open houses, meet and greets, and then also trying to reach out to residents when I could. But I actually was able to tour the area around my current residency program on my own because I had this family trip that just so happened to be up there, and I got my family to let me detour the trip a little bit so that I could drive around the campus and look at the hospital and stuff. So that was pretty cool to actually see it too. Monday of match week is when everyone finds out their general status of whether they matched or not from the NRMP. And it's all supposed to happen at 9 a.m. and 9 a.m. Eastern time. So I knew that there was going to be some crazy thoughts going on in my head on that morning. just all sorts of stupid things that your brain can think of when you're nervous about something. So I preemptively decided that I was going to work out as soon as I woke up, and just work out until it was time to open up my NRMP and see what my status was. So I was doing that, and then a little ways into it, I suddenly get this email notification, and I went and I looked at my phone, and I saw something about 2022 NRMP, and I just scrolled off. I was like, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm going to finish working out. So I actually didn't open my results until like 9:30, I think it was. Shortly after, I decided that I was going to get breakfast because I just worked out and I was hungry, so why not eat? But breakfast had other plans for me. So I decided I was going to make a sandwich. It had eggs on it and these like cherry tomatoes, like whole cherry tomatoes. Zap that in the microwave, get ready to take a bite, and then as I bit into it, one of the tomatoes kind of burst open and I just felt fire on my face. So the tomato juice had gone on my chin, burned me, and also taken off some of my skin. So that was just a little too much for emotions that morning. I had already been super nervous when I woke up, and then I was super happy when I found out that I matched, and then I was in pain. And I was also upset because I was like, dang, what am I going to do about my face? I can't have like this huge bandage while I'm walking across the stage. But I digress. So back to the match week process. Your medical school is going to know where you match to before the student knows themselves. So everyone figures out where they're going because the NRMP releases their results on Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. But since your medical school knows beforehand, they can have these fun ceremonies where everyone gets it revealed to them. You actually have little envelopes that look like this that everyone gets to open, and my school does a ceremony like that too. So I was really excited to participate finally because I'd watched so many other ceremonies before, like on YouTube, and I'd seen ours in the past. So I was really pumped. But then Thursday night, I could not sleep. I woke up probably 5 times. The last time that I woke up, I had this strange dream, and that's why I woke up. So I dreamt that I went on stage and it was time for me to open the envelope, which was already kind of a nightmare because there was no way that I had not planned to go on stage to open up my envelope because that's just too nerve-wracking. I was going to do it before I went on stage, so that was already crazy. But then as I'm opening up the envelope on stage, suddenly it catches fire. And then I look around at the audience like, is anyone seeing this right now? Like, this thing is on fire. And then there's no one in any of the chairs. There's no audience at all. And then the chairs start to burst into flames. And then the building starts to burn down. And then I woke up. So that was majorly disorienting, especially in the hours before I'm supposed to actually go to the match day ceremony. So talk about just like apprehension, nervousness, but also excitement too. Everyone gets their own little personalized envelope with their name on it. I boohoo cried when I read the results in this thing. I actually couldn't open it on my own. I was in the lobby where the students were, and my mom had come out to the lobby to see what was going on, and she's like, what's wrong? Have you opened the envelope yet? And I was like, I'm too afraid. I can't open it. So I asked her to open it for me, and then she opens it and starts reading, and then she starts to cry, and she goes, oh my God. And I didn't even remember what else I said. I just know that she was nodding at me, and then I read the results, and then it was just ugly cry from me, and I did not record that because no one needs to see me snotting all over the place. So I did, however, record the part where I go on stage and tell everyone where I'm heading to next. So you guys will get to see that right now. I'm Jasmine, and I matched in neurology on my number 1 choice. I'm going to Emory. So that's right. I'm going to be starting my neurology residency training at Emory University this summer, and I could not be more happy. I'm thrilled. I'm ecstatic. I am overjoyed. When I read the words in that envelope, I had so many different emotions. And I think I felt so many different ways because the past 4 years of medical school have not been easy. It takes a lot of hard work and determination and effort, and you have this feeling of, wow, it's all paid off, and you have this feeling of shock and excitement, and all I could do at the moment was just cry because I was just so happy. And to have reached this next step in the journey just feels so great. I actually started doing a little bit of planning already as to where I want to live. I have like a list of maybe 30 places all organized by different neighborhoods and cost and size and all that stuff already done. I like lists. So I did that, and maybe I'll show you guys a tour of all the different apartments. I'm going to try to go down or go up in a couple of weeks. We'll see what happens, and if I can get tech savvy enough, I'll take you guys along with me on those. I think that's still pretty applicable to this like channel's theme, because doctors and medical students don't spend 100% of their time in the hospital. We do have to live in other places. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, The Curious White Coat, so that you can see more of that and stay in the know as I begin this transition to the next part of my journey in becoming a doctor and becoming a neurologist. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's all that I have for this video right now, but I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye.